Hello, this is Digital Sticks, and I'm going to show, I think I talked clearly, I am going to show uh, how I've come up with a way to break in the game. Here we go. Okay, legs fine. Alright, so, why is that happening? I'm not, okay. Technical difficulties, let's see. I'm not physically moving, so I should not be blocking that tracker. Alright, so anyways, I've come up with a good game plan for studying Trig. So to get rid of burnout, I'm going to use the pins in VR. So right now I'm just in my home world. Have those pins. And I'm using OVR drop. So I can see my desktop right here when I turn my hand. And I can set this up on a wall too. This is just a YouTube video I'm watching. And I can maximize it. Minimize that. Alright, and then we just play it.
Now pi
I've already done this one.
is 3.14159.
Wait a minute.
So if you multiply 6 by that number,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't go that far.
18.84954.
That makes sense to get to the inches.
So we can round that and say it's 18.8 inches. So E is the answer. Number 5. What is the value of sine x used in the figure shown below?
Okay, and then you pause it to get that. So the value of sine x. So sine is the opposite over the hypotenuse. And we need to know the hypotenuse because we don't have it yet. So we're going to get 4 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. We've got 16 plus 9. Oh, good gosh. C squared. So we got 25 equals c squared. Okay. Wow, this is abysmal. Okay, so see, my handwriting leaves a little bit to be desired, obviously. But, okay, so obviously c equals the square root of 25. And c equals 5. So, I have my triangle. I got 5, and then of course I had 3 and 4. And the hypotenuse is the opposite over the adjacent, so that's going to be 4 over 5. So my final answer is the sine, oh good grief, of x equals 4/5. Final answer. Okay, so that's terribly sloppy, but this, for my own purposes, it works great. I can do enough of my chicken scratch to come up with the answer, and this is a whole lot more enjoyable than sitting at the same desk that I've sat at for hours upon hours upon hours. So this is how I'm doing it. And again, the YouTube players inside VRchat are broken. I hope to just play it on the wall and be free to roam the room. But again, I can put this to either side, but this is an overlay. So whatever, see, so it looks three-dimensional, which is nice. That's a nice touch. But, see, it's not actually three-dimensional. Even if it's way back here, it's hiding the pen. So, you know, it's got some inconveniences to it, but having it on the hand is great. And then, but there is the option to put it on the wall. In this case, it's behind me, and it can be moved anywhere, and it can be enlarged. I can't remember exactly how, but you can make it bigger and smaller too, but anyways. So anyways, there's, putting it on the controller like that's really the way to go. Okay, so we'll go back to YouTube, and that's what we have. So let's see what he does for the answer. And again, I gotta come over here. As you see, this is all three-dimensional. So I've got sine of x equals 4/5. Now, I don't know if he solved it further. I don't care.
So go ahead and try this problem.
I had the answer I would need.
Now the first thing we need to do is we need to find the missing side.
Alright, my bad. Okay, so B. See, I forget these are multiple choice. So the answer, I did come up with an answer that's available.
And so we have a right triangle. Let's call this A, B, and C. So we got to find C, the side length of the hypotenuse. And so we could use the Pythagorean theorem. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared.
Okay.
So A is 3, B is 4, and we need to calculate C. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. And 9 plus 16 is 25. So now we need to take the square root of 25, which is 5. So what we have is the 3, 4, 5 right triangle. Now there are some special triangles that you want to keep in mind. The 3, 4, 5 triangle is simply one of them. Here are the other ones. So in addition to this, there's also the 5, 12, 13 triangle. There's the 7, 24, 25 triangle. And there's the 8, 15, 17 triangle. Now any ratio of these numbers will also work. For example, if I multiply the 3, 4, 5 triangle by 2, I get the 6, 8, 10 triangle. Or if I multiply it by 3, I get the 9, 12, 15 triangle. So those works as well. Now there are some other triangles that you may see. They're rare, but sometimes you might encounter them. There's the 9, 40, 41 triangle, and I've seen the 11, 60, 61 triangle. In case you want to write those down.
I don't. I really don't. I don't.
Now you need to be familiar with something called SOHCAHTOA. So what does this expression mean? Well, let's focus on the SO part. S stands for sine. So sine of an angle, it could be theta or it could be x, is equal to opposite divided by the hypotenuse. So that's the sine ratio.
I'm using a steam mirror. That's why you
O
can't
stands
see
for
this
opposite, H is
in
for
the mirror.
hypotenuse. So opposite to x is 4, and adjacent to x is 3, and 5 is the hypotenuse. So let me just show you with a separate triangle. So let's say this is the angle theta, this is opposite to theta, this is adjacent to it, and this is the hypotenuse, which is always across the 90-degree angle. The hypotenuse is the longest side of the triangle.
Let's pause this. It is, geez, I don't know where I jumped around to, but jeez. Oh. Okay. I accidentally clicked seat over there, so that's what happened. But anyways, okay, so I paused this because, as you can see, this is rough. I already had this one down and waiting for him to explain it all. But when I try to skip ahead, I skip too far ahead. So, but it's good. I want to have it down. But the way he explains it is really good. If you're struggling with the concept, he goes through it slow, covers it in a lot of detail, and hopefully in ways that work out. If it's confusing, then obviously, you can find any YouTube source for information, but obviously YouTube with OVR drop is a very convenient way to get some tutoring inside of VRchat, and it changes it up, makes it interesting. I can do this, and then if some of my friends are popped on, I can go say hey for a little bit, take a break, come back, and do this again. It's just really cool. I'm glad, I should have thought of this sooner. Last semester I used VR for an online course, and I put my book on a theater screen while I sat in a zero gravity recliner because I was having so much trouble with my neck and stuff after sitting for hours poring over this book. My history class online was just insane. Like I don't know. Anyways, okay, so this isn't about that class, but here's how I do this. So I found another use for VR for studying. Um, Obviously, can't see what I'm doing, so it doesn't work out well. Uh, don't have a good mixed reality solution right now. That would be great if I had some kind of pass through to write. Oh, that would be awesome if I could actually hang out in here plus do real legit work. I could see my keyboard and yeah. So that's coming though. Eventually we're going to get there, and that's going to be useful. I can tell you just by discovering these ways of using the technology, what's coming is going to be cool. But this is a very fun way to do test prep. Although I don't know if it's going to work out for me right now. Everything I've covered I've had down, but there's a lot more to cover. So I think I got distracted with playing with it too much because it was the first time I thought of it. But boy, it'll be great to already have this in mind for next semester. I mean, I thought of this for a final, but if I would have thought of this for tests as I went along, because I've checked out this guy's YouTube videos on a lot of stuff, and but what it was is with Trig, we had student teachers, and some were better than others. A lot of them were teaching off of notes and different stuff, so just the lack of experience is not going to allow a teacher. The professor is going to know the ins and outs. Is going to have learned from students' struggles, and shaped his teaching to what fits what they need. And a student teacher didn't have that, so that's cool. Then I had a lot of stuff going on, so I was usually just present because I had to be present, and then depending on what was on my mind, I may not have even paid attention. I usually write down the notes, but I didn't really have my head in the game most days. Like I'm just literally just kind of copying notes, and they're asking questions, and I'm lost. And I'm usually there. I'm either engaged, or I've already got it, and I'm so bored that I'm on something else. But it's very unusual. It's a new experience for me to go in and not be grasping a concept and still, or having to get lost and just have to deal with it later. And so, anyways, this isn't about me, but this particular semester was tough. I'm not used to math being a challenge. It'll be good, though. It's a good level of empathy since I am going to be a math teacher. I do need to be able to understand. Now I understand. I've gotten a taste of what it's like to actually struggle with some math. I mean, I know that I'm just not being true to form, and so I could kind of bear with it, but I definitely gained some respect for those people that just really struggle, can't hardly grasp it, but they need it for what they're pursuing, and that they put all that effort into learning it. And that's really commendable. It is far more commendable for somebody that's bad at math to go for it, to pursue their dreams and get what they need, than it is for somebody that's good at math to go excel at it. I mean, it's rough when it's not just clicking. And for me, my entire experience with math is it just clicked. I got it. I enjoyed it. But it's not so much fun when you really have to struggle to get it down. I mean, if it's not clicking, then you're actually having to memorize stuff. And I don't know. Trig started off with some fundamentals there that you had to learn some basics, and so maybe. I didn't really get a chance to get those down. It was the easy stuff, but I was really in trouble at the beginning of the semester, so I didn't get those down the way I needed to, and I struggled through a lot of work just trying to have to get back to the basics to get other stuff done, and I finally got them down pretty decent. I've so far on this test reviewing, I've been able to do everything that is going to it, so that's good, but. Anyways, I did not mean to talk about my personal experience in math, but this is cool. VR is like my lifesaver through college. I had some life changes. I don't have time for a social life or whatever. And out here is a great social life available inside VR. It's immersive. You can't understand it or appreciate it until you try it. But this full body tracking, that's a little bit of a novelty. That's not going to be easily obtained, but if you come try out VRchat, you'll probably want it too. So, anyways, there you go. Get you some VR. Come in here. You can sit down. Like for me, let's see where my chair went. With the trackers on, I can just float in the air. But without trackers, you can actually look like you're standing while you're sitting. Actually, or you can do seated play, but you know it gets a little funky. But you can do standing play so that when you're seated, or seated play, so you can sit down and look like you're still standing. But anyways, obviously I look a little more relaxed in a floating chair. And a lot of people come in here and they're laying down in beds with full body. It's ridiculous, kind of, but kind of messes up the reality of it, doesn't it? When people are floating around instead of sitting down. But good grief, I've really screwed up because this is going to be a massive video and it wasn't supposed to be. So, peace out. Hope you enjoy this, but that's how I'm going to study. I got my scratch paper anywhere I want to. And I got my practice video right here. So, take care.